There's Cascade Medical in the States. There's Region Lab. There are many available. It's just go to the internet and the websites will pop up.
Hello, Terry Damon, Breakspear Hospital, Hertfordshire. Dr. Fisher, do you think that we probably live in symbiosis with a lot of not Dr. Fisher, Dr. Springer. Sorry, get my name right. We live in symbiosis with a lot of organisms throughout life, certainly our skin, and then in our gut we know we do, we're probably in our blood as well. And as our immune system falls, we therefore have an adverse effect to these, and these cause a lot of the illnesses that we have, such as arthritis. And therefore, there must be an optimum time when we want to sort of take our blood, because we may well harbour these things in the process that you're talking about. And also, secondly, you make it sound very simple, but I know that from treating juvenile arthritis with this sort of preparations can be very dangerous.
Are you talking about utilising cell transplants to treat juvenile arthritis? Yeah. Right. I fully take on board exactly what you said, and I hope the statements that I've made within the presentation didn't overstate any position. The position would be it's always best to take a representative sample of your immune system prior to the onset of any disease. And one would suggest from that if you're healthy, then that's a good time. But I think it's also important to recognise that as we do age, then our immune systems are becoming senescent and they are changing. Structurally, they change in that we have a much larger memory T cell population, and we have a much less naive T cell population. And unfortunately, when we have an increased memory T cells and end-stage T cell population, you get increases in cytokines, and that's why people, when you're older, tend to get these very strong inflammatory responses when that shouldn't necessarily be the case. I'm simply suggesting that in order to ensure that you maintain the repertoire to enable you to fight off a disease process, that you should try and store a representative sample of your immune system as early as you can. But certainly any age between 17 and 70 would be acceptable in my view.
Yes.
There's a question for Dr. Otto. It was a good presentation. Is this treatment available in London? Are you doing it in your clinic in London?
Yes, I'm doing it. I've been doing it since the beginning of last year in London. Yes, so it's available.
Yeah, what is the healthcare implication for this? I mean, healthcare commission.
Well, at the moment there is no clarity on it because it is not at the moment they are not involved so much in injectables. They continue to postpone it. So it's not regulated, although it's been submitted to them. We are awaiting a reply. But as long as you maintain strict protocols in terms of sterility and then it's just basic science and best practice, which is important.
And you do it as part of like minor surgery setup. You don't need like a hospital setup.
You need nothing. All you need is a centrifuge and the tubes, and it takes maximum half an hour to prepare as much as you want plasma. So the surgeon, while he's busy operating, can prepare it in the theatre, or he can just have the anaesthetist to take some blood from him, and they can prepare it. So whilst he's operating, it can be prepared, so when he's finishing his surgery, he can then use it. Or if you're just doing it the way I'm doing it, injecting the skin, when the patient comes in, I take the blood immediately, apply topical anesthesia, and in half an hour's time, when everything is working, the anesthesia is working, it's ready to be injected.
Okay, to the other side of the room, maybe. There you are. And would the next person get it from this doctor?
Okay. I'm Dr. Ravi Tuli. I've come from New Delhi, India. I'm a practicing holistic physician. My question to Professor Valenti is, when you talk of the various advantages of the wine, is it if we just consume the grapes or the red grapes, or is it necessary that it must be fermented into wine to get those benefits? Can't we get these direct from the red grapes itself?
some molecules is the same. The anthocyanins is the same, and the fruit fresh and the wine is like similar.
So isn't it that taking the red grapes direct could almost give us the same advantage? Particularly, I come from a country where drinking alcohol is considered a taboo. And wouldn't the people be deprived of consuming alcoholic beverages than just the plain non-alcoholic and fresh from the nature red grapes?
Yes, but we have two situations.
And the cost that goes into it, into the marketing of the wines?
Yes, but the problem is there is the same molecule, but you have a combination, alcohol with polyphenols, alcohol with resveratrol, alcohol with. Mm-hmm. And the potential, the reaction is not the like effect.
Are there any comparative studies on this?
Yes, there is the study.
It proves that alcohol, along with these substances.
Yes, there is the study said alcohol is good. Low level of alcohol is good, but low level of alcohol with polyphenols of wine is better.
Okay. I have another question from Professor Stringer. So, you said, okay. This is, we have accepted that the immunity goes down with the aging process. Now, if this aging process, now here we are in this conference anti-aging, that means we are deliberating that if this process of aging can itself be reversed. Are you aware of any such techniques that it doesn't lead us to the immune system going low and resorting to the technology?
No, I'm not. I'm afraid I haven't looked at it in that way.
May I have an interjection with your permission? See, in the Oriental wisdom, the Indian or the Chinese, it's been, the Vedanta says the human being is designed to live a life full of health and not die, suffer disease or death at the end, but depart. That means the human body could be preserved into its state of full positive health till it has accomplished its mission and the soul departs, without having gone through the process of disease or suffering. And that, I think, means also that our immune system is preserved. Now, how the immune system aging, if aging is nothing but a slow progressive loss of our body's energies, and these energies can be replenished through the Oriental wisdom, is like nourishing the chi or the prana. The process of aging is reversed, and in our clinical practice, we very successfully practice this, where all kinds of degenerative changes, even when they present at very advanced stages, are reversed and even cured. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We only have about 8 more minutes, so one question.
Okay, hi. I'm Dr. Fred Colville from London and New York. This is for Dr. Culp. Fascinating work. There was an elegant study done years ago on the African diaspora, people as they migrated or forced migration through slavery, and how hypertension increased when you followed the African diaspora from Africa through the islands, and the further along they got along the islands, the further they traveled, the incidence of hypertension increased because they were selected for salt retainers as they went through the islands and up through the Carolinas. So I guess that was a population under a particular sort of stress. But what I wonder is it too late now to do some of this work? I mean, as the world has gotten smaller and smaller and we travel more and more, there are no longer those kind of populations that are under particular stresses for a period of time, resulting in these polymorphisms. So can they now be studied? You know, I, for one, being an American, I'm a mishmash of all different kinds of ethnic backgrounds. So can we actually make any conclusions anymore? And is it getting more and more difficult to carry out this work?